welcome back. Or should I say, uh, uh, welcome to the new era. It's a new day, boys. New Capsule Cast. It's the year 2024. And, spoiler alert, Sparking Zero's on its way. And goddamn, am I excited. I am your host, Brobot Anthony, aka Anthony, with my lovely co host and managerial presence, Big Destiny.
Hello, everybody, and yes, it is good to finally be back after after the off season, after the craziness of the TOP, and with the hype circling around for the new game. It is definitely, a good time to be a Dragon Ball fan.
Yes, sir. I am hella excited. I've been pretty blind on it, you know what I'm saying? Not trying to spoil myself too much, but hard to see. I'm just glad it's more BT content because that's the best Dragon Ball game, let's be
So,
honest.
just to give people a little bit of context, uh, SparkingZero is supposed to be the in universe, not like the in universe, but like the spiritual successor for the Raging Blast in the Budokai Tenkaichi games. And from what I've seen, from what I've heard, is a lot of fun. People are very excited for it. Just look out on October either 10th for some places or the 11th, I think, for Japan. And you know what? Enough about that. We have something very special for people today. It is not our usual capsule cast. We are actually doing something we haven't done in a while. We are doing a roster update. Are you prepared for that, Anthony?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to see all the hot new trades, the new deals, the new FAs,
Yes.
and lovely graphics that we've got for those.
Yep. I guess with that, we are prepared to move on. Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Well, leading us off, we have our trade and loans, and as you can see here, we have. I don't know why that trade thing is there in the middle, but as you can see here, we have three loans and one trade. So leading us off, uh,
Yeah.
give
You
give
want me to get into it?
before we get into the loans, we have our one and only trade of the off season, and it did involve your team. So can you give us some backstory behind that?
Yeah, let me get this off. So we got Android sending Super 17 to GT. GT sending their boy GT Goku to Budokai of all places, and we are getting the man, the big one, Cyborg Tao. And I know what you're thinking. Why are androids picking up an active charger? Well, we needed him, okay? That big boy Dodon Ray, I needed it. I'm tired of Pee Wee Gatling gun. And you know what? I like GT having all villains. I think that's kind of fun, except Vegeta, except he's kind of a villain, but it's okay. And Budokai getting GT Goku, that's cute. They have like 10 Gokus, that's fun. And we get Big Tao. So I think it worked out for androids. The other two, I can't tell you. We'll see how it goes this season. But I'm loving Tao. He's throwing out two ults a game. So I'm feeling good. How do you think about it, Des?
I think as an avid Super 17 supporter myself, even though I may have not been on the team, it was kind of sad. But you know what? He is, from what I've seen, he's kicking ass. Cyborg Tao, honestly, with the team you have now, which we can get into a little later, is not like the scariest opponent on your team. But considering he's still an active charger and he does like to, know, try to spam those ults of his or those blade rush of his, it is certainly scary considering the rest of your lineup. And while I do want to give my own thoughts on the whole GT Goku thing, from what seeing of what Budokai have been doing, he's honestly looking probably the scariest he has been for the past 3 seasons.
Yeah, man. Listen, GT, Goku, he's a small little boy. I'm not scared of him. And Super 17, he's too tall. But Tao is just right. Okay?
It's
That's
like
my thoughts on
it's
this
like
trade.
it's like the three bears.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me
but
talk about these loans, Des. Let me
yeah,
get into this. I'm
there.
ready to.
I think there's one big one that we can either get into instantly or save
Yeah,
up for
King
last.
Cold versus King Vegeta. Okay, I mean, God,
I
who thought
actually I was going to say the one in the bottom left there.
bottom left? They didn't trade him. That's the same person. He just took off his clothes.
uh, but no, yeah. In all seriousness, getting into these, Anthony, what is your opinion of the King Cold for King Vegeta loan? Considering how well King Vegeta did last season, and King Cold was, and this was the I think second season in a row where King Cold just not on gold.
Personal opinion, straight up, I think it's a pretty. I think Cold got a little worse. Royals got a little better. But for the sake of diversity, I love me some loans, getting new blood, new builds in there. I just think the Pataras King Vegeta wants, I just don't think he meshes well with Cold Kingdom. King Cold is a fine character. He'll probably be fine on Royals. I just think Royals in general got a little weaker. They have to run peel off this year, so rough. Or their new FA that they got, which we'll disclose later. But I think they got a little weaker, and I think Cold got a little weaker. I think King Cold just kind of rounded them out a little better than King Vegeta. But listen, I'm not a hater. I like loans. Do it up. It's fun. How
You
are
know,
you feeling about this one?
I think personally, King Royals and Cold, you say weaker. I say they're still fucking scary because they didn't they didn't loan out or trade away all their like big members. Hell, they actually did do some things with their members, primarily Cold, that I do want to get into in the next part of this. But for King Vegeta specifically, he did decently well last season. And while I don't think he's on the same niche as he was on Royals, it's still a monkey. It's still an ape, and it's still one that requires no moon. So, but
Yeah, these are both good characters.
I
It's just
I will say if King Vegeta does not really transform to ape that much, I would say Royals definitely got the better of the two in this situation.
sure.
But
Yeah, I'd agree.
holy hell, King Vegeta's been on a wild ride, man. He's been on Kaiju, he's been loaned and then traded the Royals, and now he's being loaned to Cold.
No loyalty in this industry. Okay, you know what
But
I'm saying?
going off of that, how about we talk about this loan in the bottom right here? For I think the first time in forever, correct me if I'm wrong, any Derp supporters or the coach comments or in the Discord, but we got big man Hercule not on dirt,
Damn.
and he is loaned for Yamcha.
I think this is a bit of an overcorrection on Derp's part. I understand they felt that they didn't have any more good builds for Hercule. He's a super merchant, you know, and that's fine that you can think that. I personally think that he had some untapped potential that maybe ED can bring out. Hopefully not, because I'm playing them week one. But
And every other week, but our
I
2 weeks, please.
yes, yes, yes. I think Yamcha's solid. Their team got better because of something that will occur later. Their team definitely got better.
Because of a few things,
But
actually.
true. But I think Hercule's a valued member. And if I were on Derp, and I love loans, I just wouldn't do this character personally. But I'm not gonna hate it. Loans is loans is loans. I like it. How you feeling?
I think what surprised me the most isn't the fact that the loan happened. It's more of the fact. It's more of the fact of Dirt. Dirt probably still has some potential in Hercule. ED can definitely bring it out since ED is not really more of a spammy team, while Dirt kind of is with at least some of their characters wanting to be more on spam. And with Hercule's niche of like Present Bomb, False Courage, and for some reason Power Body and Max Power.
Look at B1s.
But
That's weird.
Hercule, he's the icon of Dirt. And to just see him go, even if it's for a season, it's still unbelievable. But for
Hey, different
Yamcha,
time,
it
new
does
generation, new
for
era.
Yamcha it does make sense. But going off of that, we have the big one, and not even just because of characters, but in Zenny too. We have Saiyaman and Ultimate Gohan alone between Sentai and hybrids, with Sentai giving hybrids Zenny, which will factor into something that we'll get into later.
I like this loan for both parties. I think hybrids wanted to get off of Kid Gohan. They got tired of him. Saiyaman is perfectly fine being your worst character over Kid Gohan. They got their Tenzeni, they got their high tier FA, which we'll get into later. I think Sentai Ultimate quickly becomes their best character, followed swiftly by a guy called Birder and Jiren, not in that order. That trio is very, very, very strong. So even if they are running Videl and say Woman or whoever, I think Sentai ceiling, their floor might have dropped because they're fielding a couple characters I
They
don't really trust.
they
But
are uh, they are making decisions, but you know what? With a core as
yeah, they're
strong as Jiren, Ultimate Gohan, and Birder, honestly, I can see Sentai actually getting pretty far this season. So their other core certainly lackluster, to say the least. But that doesn't
yeah,
mean it cannot do well. We have seen lackluster characters outperform.
that is true. That is true. And I do like, yeah, I like this loan for both parties. I like this loan a lot.
All
So
right.
yeah,
Guess getting on to that, since we don't really have much to show. It's mostly us just talking, giving our opinions, which honestly is nice.
yeah. Listen to us. We know the most. I'm kidding.
No, we don't. No matter what Anthony tries to make you believe, we are not like that.
Do you know how many TOP tournaments I won, sir? Okay,
Did you win any with Dro?
big.
Oh wait,
Yeah, I won
yes you
two.
yes you
I won
did
two
because
actually.
you had the
I won two,
Deborah super boost.
and then I had the Janemba. Who's that other guy that I
Baby.
had? Baby. I forgot about Baby. Yes,
How
Janemba
how
Baby
dare you
Super.
forget about Baby Vegeta? You picked him up. But anyway,
Because Janemba just
actually
carried me, bro. He was
actually
so good.
considering pickups, we have
Yeah, good
we have
transition.
pickups and slash new characters for team. Um, it's kind of empty because there weren't really any like new additions. Most I should have added forms to this to be honest, but
You know,
we
it's
have Budokai picking back up Nam, dropping Videl. Oh, and what's this? We have
oh,
Videl being picked up, dropping Jace.
that was a crazy one.
But
And Jace didn't get picked up.
no, he did.
Tough, tough world.
He did, but not as a 5-man character.
Yeah.
Uh oh, and what's this? We have someone new here in our midst. We have Derp getting a new character, technically. Um, we have Terp getting Frost. He was kind of,
Lord King Frost.
and this is the third season in a row where we've had a modded character, but the second one where we've had one for a team that has struggled. And you know what? For Nam, for Videl, for the time being, we'll get to them in a bit.
Talk about Frost, yeah.
I can say, holy barnacles. Yes, I went there, I said barnacles. That if you think
That's how
Frost
you
is
know you're
not
serious.
a good a good goddamn character, think again. He has a combo that leads into a stun. He has a stun B1 that actually is pretty fast. He has if I'm remembering correctly, he has a Nova Strike.
He
Actual
does.
just Nova Strike. It's called something different. It's called Dirty Burst because it's Frost, but he has Nova
That's
Strike.
disgusting. That's disgusting, Destiny. No, I would say Frost is. I think Jiren is better, but I think Frost is like right under him in terms of very good characters. He is. He has the melee damage. He has a nice B2. Honestly, I think he's just a straight up really good melee character. You think Jiren is the melee character, but I think Frost is better at it than him. Not
Well,
just because the combo paralyzes, but just his strength. It's very high.
you have to remember. You have to remember that both Jiren and Derp were supposed to be buffs for their respective teams, or not yet for
Of course.
yeah. But Jiren, I feel like it was more for a buff of a team that had either like they didn't have like the best of characters. They're decent enough, and they almost and they did maybe I'm pretty sure go a little bit far with their characters. But after Jiren got added to the team, it was a whole different ballpark.
Yeah.
While Frost, like you have, there's characters on Derp, yeah, that can be really good, like Hercule, Salza, Gloria, BD. There is some stinkers. We'll admit there are some stinkers, but Frost, he was meant to be that solid rock that Derp needs. The solid. This man goes out, and you can probably expect him to at least do his 50K, if not more. Speaking of, during the preseason, during week 3, sadly it was against my team, but he did go. He did get his first ever elite with 100 and I believe 13K.
Nice. That's awesome.
So yeah, pretty good. But I want to get your opinion. We've talked enough about Frost. Considering he's a new character, we focus on him a little bit. But
I
I
don't
want to
want
get your
to.
opinion
I just want to.
about the other
Oh,
two.
Frost? Oh, about the other two. Okay, I just want to
We,
quick before Frost. Frost got an elite with 112k. Semi-perfect cell, 117k. Didn't just want to put that out there. I don't know. I don't know. I just wanted to, put that out there real quick, just to let the people know.
and
Yeah.
you know what? After we talked about these next two characters, we can go on to a bit of form changes.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Videl and Nom. Uh, Short and skinny. Love me some Nom. Nom malicious. He eluded on my team. Never forget when he was on hybrids. Videl, do not like her. She's a bold champion. She got carried. That's just how I feel. Buzz may deny it, but that's just how I feel. Yeah. For
Uh,
Sentai, I don't think it's that good. Budokai, it's fine. They have better
uh,
characters.
you know how I feel is Nom's kind of a little bit of the odd man out on his team. Yeah, he got picked back up, but considering what else there is on Budokai, I think Nom's just a little bit the odd man out. And then, well, it's just funny with Sentai is that they have Videl and Sandwoman because of a change that has happened. I don't remember if it was this season or last season, but on Sentai, secret identities are also allowed, which is why Ultimate Gohan and Videl are both now on Sentai for this. Well, Ultimate Gohan for
Yes.
this, and
Because
Videl.
secret identities are now able to be separate.
And I guess moving on from that, since we're talking about some of them, uh, Budokai. Get it? We can get on your team. But for Budokai, we actually have a form change that has been
Form
requested for a
change.
while, and I think staff did look at for a long while, and finally did happen, and was announced at the end of the Tenkaichi Bowl. We have Super Saiyan 3 and Goku as a starting form.
Woo! Let's go.
So what do you think?
Love me some mullet. Love long hair. I as a kid, it was one of my favorites, right under Super Saiyan 4. But I love it. I'm glad they get to use that fun little form, and hopefully it doesn't work out for them because I'm a hater, but it probably will. So, good for them.
And you know what? Let's talk about, speaking of your team did a sizable change. They
Yes. Uh,
we
oh,
we have, instead of, for the first time in what feels like forever, if someone starts singing, then we might get copyright. Uh, we have, instead of perfect or super perfect, we have semi-perfect Cell. And as you said, he did go elite with 117k, as you said.
117K.
So, what
I
was the
don't want
thought
to take up
process?
too much of the airwaves here, okay? But for anybody listening who's not paying attention to the last season of DBZ League, I don't know how you're here, but hello, and you made it this far. Pay attention, okay? Androids are your next DBZ League champions, okay? Might be the last champions in BT3. Putting it out there because Semi Perfect Cell is a broken character and we are going to run the league. Okay,
He did a.
putting it out there. Don't need to even elaborate on it. Just watch and you'll see.
I'll say if you got ulted, few like different, but
A little pop culture reference. Frost is Homelander. Semi is Superman. Okay, if you see the
actually,
levels there, you know what I'm
actually, no,
talking
no,
about.
no, no,
Okay,
no, no,
you see the levels, you know what I'm saying.
no, no, no. Frost, he Homelander. Sammy is Omni Man, because we all know Superman's Majin Vegeta.
Semi's better than Majin Vegeta.
Hey,
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, boo me. Semi's the best character in the league. He's Superman because you can't beat him.
then why did he die?
When who died?
Sammy.
He let his teammates get in on the action. If Semi wanted to, he could 1v4 every matchup, but he decides to be a good teammate, like Superman.
Well,
Superman on the Justice League,
and
he could fix it all
at
himself,
least,
but he lets Batman play around too.
so we have a decent time for the next part. The last one I wanted to get into, because I wanted to correlate both you and this, both Semi and we have first form Frieza on cold, and
Yeah,
you
I
know what that means, and he can transform, by the way. So you know what that means. Both androids and cold are locked out of EL for this.
Yeah, us and Cold have made the Never Die Coalition. There's a couple other teams a part of it, but the main leaders are First Form Frieza and Semi Perfect Cell. EL is overrated. We don't need it. You know what I mean? Just heal more, bro. That's our motto. So if you're
Uh,
not a part of it, yeah, hate to be you.
so from that, moving on, as we did talk about, they certain FAs over time got picked up. We can move on to the FA one. Uh, it is a large one because it's 16 teams I had to put in and make sure it fit. But we have some certain picks that have definitely caught the eye of many.
Why don't you give your top three, Des, and I'll give mine, and we'll run through and we'll see if we've got some interesting opinions on those.
I think, at least in terms of top three, we have BT with Imperfect at number three. We have what I think is really interesting. We have Dirt, Android 21, number two, and Hybrids with Adult Gohan at number one.
Interesting, interesting. Okay, okay.
But
So
as
why'd you pick those three?
because with locking in Imperfect Cell as their FA, GT is also part of the Immortal squad of they have no EL.
Well, if they use him.
If they use him, which are you pretty sure they'll not use him over Dro?
I'm pretty sure they will use him, so they do not have EL currently.
Which is a big thing because some of their characters seem to have only worked with Dro.
Yeah.
But you never know. Times change. With Android 21, the last few times she's been in FA, she's been kind of a little bit of stink. But I think that's because people haven't found the right build for her.
Interesting.
And she always is semi-contested every year that she's been in. So, with Derp having 21 and having also Frost in replacement of Hercule, it definitely seems like Derp is going to be trying to go for maybe not gold, but definitely trying to get a high position in their spot. And then we have the big one, the person the Tenzeni went to. We have hybrids having adult Gohan. While they may not have a full team Gohans, they have King Gohan, they have Future Gohan, they have Sword Trunks, they have Saiyaman, and they have adult Gohan to replace Kid Gohan. What do you think?
I like your three. I like your three. I'm definitely peeping adult. You know, I think he's very good character. 21, I would have loved her, but unfortunately, you know, not in the cars this year. My top three, little sleeper picks here. I'm going number three Royals with Bobbity. I think high potential, easy character to build for. Little weaker in terms of defense, but honestly, I like him. I like the little shriveled up bean. Second, I'm going with Kaiju. They're picking up, you know, Cyborg Tao's little brother, General Tao. Not as good, but a Tao's a Tao is a Tao, and a Tao is very good. He's a very solid character, 50K average last year. Nothing to sniff at. They're going to be a good team. And my number one sleeper pick, don't tell Toshiro I said this. I think Oob on Rugrats is a super duper sleeper pick because one, they don't have to field Pan. Two, Oob, not as good as Majub, but I think he's still very strong and he has a nice all-arounder kit that complements Aurelie and the Gotenks fusion very well.
I uh,
So I think he's gonna be their fourth best character.
I want to I want to emphasize most likely Toad should watch this, so find
Don't
out.
tell him I said that, okay?
He's gonna know.
Now,
Uh, there
while we're here,
are some
I have
picks.
one. Oh, I was
Go ahead.
gonna say, I want you to pick one. This is gonna be a little hater. Pick one that you think will disappoint this next year.
Will disappoint. So you're saying if
Yes,
they get
pick
used?
three good ones. Give me one FA that you think will not live up to their potential, and it could be any for a reason that you decide. If you want me to go first, I can go first.
I would like you to go first. Yes,
Okay, you're not gonna like my pick, Destiny.
it's Vegito,
I'm
isn't it?
picking Vegito on Cinema. I do not think he is going to be very good next year.
Why do you think so?
Um, Now this could be my own bias, but I recently watched 19 beat him up, and I was very shocked. And you know, maybe it's my own bias, but I feel like Vegito is surprisingly one note, and that note is melee. And on that team, I don't think that's good.
I will say I will actually disagree with you on that because we've seen Vegito do well, and it's mostly been on spam. Every time he's been on melee, he's kind of been not the backbone. He's kind of been lackluster. I think the
But
the trap.
listen, we can.
Yeah, I want to say I think the trap with characters like Vegito is they see high stats. They see let's go in on melee because high stat. But
Hey, listen, you got the chance to prove me wrong.
yeah, we do. I will say, in terms of potential, that's kind of eliminating a lot of people here because a lot of people here don't really have the biggest potential. They have the opportunity to be good. I'm not saying that, but they don't have the big potential. Like say Adult Gohan 21, Cell, Oob. So I think in terms of your question, well, I would love to pick Sengaya. Her potential is not as high to where I think it will be a.
Okay.
I think it will probably be out of all the characters, probably 21.
Not a bad pick either. She's hard to build for. You know what I mean?
She's
She's not.
she is definitely seemingly hard to build for, while her because just from what I remember how I said in week 3 against my team Frost did like 113k, 112. Yeah, that was because he had to beat up that's because he had to carry the slack of 21, who I think did less than 10k damage or 10k.
Never want to see that.
I think it's because her kit is also very hard to work around. She has fruit basically like Turles. She has the key drain grab, but she's not an android. While it is good against spammers, she's an active charger, so she's not really going to stay in the face like an android. She has a rush ult, but her B2s definitely bring the light to. I think is part of the reason why people are wanting to. But as we wrap this up for the main parts, is there anything that you say that you are surprised about getting picked up, or maybe you've seen some people here that have been picked up for maybe the first time?
I'm gonna be honest, Des. When I look at these FAs, the only one I have a real comment on is Imperfect Cell. And my advice to GT, look at Sammy's build and just copy it. And
Um,
he'll be just fine.
I don't know
He
about that.
won't be as good, but he'll be good.
I don't know about that because remember, Demi has the grab
He
into
does.
rush, while
That's fine.
Bell's rush
Imperfect,
is his ult.
imperfect has a grab that
Yeah.
drains health. He'll be fine. Just trust me on this GT. It's gonna work.
We'll
But
say
they already know that.
we'll say. In terms of being picked up first time, I'm pretty sure we've seen every character here at least more than one,
Of
except
course, we've only got a. Mhm.
except two.
Yeah, we've only got a limited pool, and we've been doing this for about 4 years now. So I'm sure, you know.
We have no imperfects. We have not had imperfect cell before this season.
New edition.
Mostly because staff puts in old forms based on their stuff, which I don't really know the whole intricacies of that, so that's just where I'm gonna leave it. And a person who's been available for at least a couple seasons, who just now got picked up for the first time as an FA, then Gaia. The only exclusive left for cinema that is not Gogeta, because Jane lost its exclusivity when he got Giant. He is a she is a she's definitely not probably the highest potential character. She can do some stuff, and that is me saying it as I'm a bit biased, but I do not like Gaia. But she can do some stuff. She can chip, and with how a lot of these characters like to not dodge, trap shooter, definitely be some chip. And she does have surprisingly good rush blast damage. So she can catch you with a couple rush blasts, you can see your health depleting. And before we wrap up, there are two FAs that were not picked up that everyone thought was going to be picked up. You want to know who those are?
Yeah, who are those?
Pycon and Tapion.
Oh yeah.
And Tapion did get moved up to be with the big boys, technically. So now the top, while they were always the top four most expensive, he now just moved up in price with them. Pretty sure he also moved up last year, but so with that, shall we get ready to wrap this up?
Ready, baby. Let's go.
All right, and with that, thank you for joining us on the first cast of the season. Make sure to check out the links to the website, the Discord, Twitter, and the TikTok, and
join the Discord. We're doing hot shit. SparkingZero's coming out, boys. Let's get on it.
There's
a lot of new teams.
A lot of SparkingZero representation potentially coming out. A lot of theory crafting. A lot of excitement. Make sure to comment. Make sure to comment down below for improvements that we can do to better the cast. Like and subscribe. Yes, we are trying to work our way up. I'm pretty sure didn't we recently over 1 million subscribers? Or no, not 1 million, 1,000.
Yes, sir. Yes, we did.
What? Now we gotta go. Now we gotta go for the next big number. Now we gotta go for the 100K, and you know what? After that, 1 million.
Let's get it. Let's get it. I'm happy.
And with that, I've been your co-host with your host, Anthony.
See you later, alligators.
And we will be seeing you next time on Capsule Cast.
Bye.